What is up, family? Welcome back to our channels. Wherever you're watching this episode, you might be watching it on my channel, which has gone through some name changes, if you will. But friends, we are sticking with Ashley Michelle, Ascending with Ashley. Callie, what's your channel name?
I think to be honest, it's just Callie Vega, Vega Lift. I need to come up with
It's
a channel
just
name.
Callie Vega. That's an amazing name. What are you talking about? I'm obsessed with your name. Like Kelly
Maybe.
Vega, who is she? Can I sit next to her? I love your name.
Thank you. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to do a session on that though. Maybe it could
Yeah.
drop a comment if you have ideas.
Yeah, guys, drop a comment down below. So we're done with the podcast for right now. I don't even know if I've announced this on the podcast yet. So if you watch the visuals and you're like, what? Hold the phone, Ash. Yes, friends. We are in the middle of an evolution. Change is okay. Everybody breathe. The old episodes are not going anywhere for at least right now. So you can still stream all 3, 4 years of all that spiritual goodness that I've been giving you. We're in an evolution. You guys know it, you guys can see it. We're not fools here. I really want to focus on YouTube for you all this year. I think that that is where I give the most value on this platform here. And so that's where we're going to be. Callie's not going anywhere. Callie will still be here once a month. And Danny will still be bouncing around in my universe. I'll still be bouncing around in her universe. Get ready for impromptu lives. It's all gonna be okay, guys. Go with it. Just go with it. Flow with it, darlings, like dragonflies.
Mm.
But anyways, with that being said, the Goddess Complex, aka the Spiritual Fitness Podcast, aka what the hell is Homegirl doing? This is called entrepreneurship. So just let's just do it. So if you guys have any names for this series, this monthly series that Kelly and I are doing, that is going to really embody bodybuilding, weight loss, wellness, the wellness area, what's happening in the wellness area, still spirituality and astrology. You guys know I can't take that out of me. So we're going to be talking about that too. If you guys have any names or any ideas or any topics that you want us to cover, please put it in the comments. We would love to know.
Yes.
What are we talking about today, Kelly?
Let's talk about just some controversial subjects like misconceptions in the gym space, because I feel like we're in a place where there's so much out there on the internet, on socials, and someone else is telling you something new you maybe aren't doing or you should be doing. So let's just get down to like the brass tacks and actually what is true and what's not.
Everybody's got an opinion. I think, too, that's one of the biggest reasons why folks, myself included, have had fear and anxiety around showing their gym workouts on social media or like talking about their splits and things like that. One of the biggest things I've gotten since, and I know you take one-on-one coaches online virtually, and I'm stepping into this world now, links in the bio. One of the biggest things I've gotten in my consultation calls is gym anxiety. And I can't help but figure that all of this, no matter how seasoned you are in the gym, is because everybody's got an opinion. Like no matter what, somebody's gonna say, you're not doing that upright row right. I've
Hmm.
noticed it. It's crazy.
And while like good form is like crucial, some everybody's body's a little bit different. So there might be a certain way that you're like changing the positioning of your body that actually allows you to isolate or target a muscle group that maybe doesn't work for someone else.
Or that person is also just fucking wrong.
Or
Like,
yeah,
you know what
or
I
they're just
mean? Like, so
wrong.
many people have opinions, and their opinions are literally false. Like,
Yeah.
they're
And it's
they're
a
not
problem. A lot of
true.
people treat opinion as fact.
Yes. A lot of people treat opinion as fact. And, we're not on here saying that we're experts, but we are on here saying that we spent some years in the gym world, and
Yes.
these are some misconceptions that we've come across. And
Hmm.
I think this could help you.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. There's just it when it comes down to it, the more you're in the gym, the more you are prioritizing your health and fitness, the more you're going to
Yeah.
realize what works for you and what doesn't work for you and what feels
Yeah.
right and what doesn't feel right. And when gym anxiety, I think a big part of that is that you just don't know these things yet. So you might be doing like a side lateral raise and being like, I don't even feel anything. And I feel like I can barely do any weight. Am I even doing the right form? Like, are we targeting the right groups? So it just comes with
Speaking of side lateral raises, like my traps are getting fucking ginormous.
from
I was
them.
like
Yeah.
doing, oh my God, I kind of felt like the Hulk. And I love muscle. I'm like, let's get big. But the other day I was doing them and I was like, we got too much creatine.
Just
I
gonna
was like,
massage that down.
I have to take a video and send them to you because I was like,
Please
I
do. Please do. My traps activate way too much anyways. And I've been trying now with my side lateral
activated
raises to like keep my pinkies up more.
down or yeah, up, yeah, exactly.
So that way it's actually more of the lateral because you see sometimes people come out forward a little bit,
Yeah.
but that kind of almost targets this front head of the shoulder for me. So I try to stick out to the
Yes.
side. There's so many different things.
Already giving value. I love it. I love it. Side lateral raises are a great move, one of my favorites for sure. But
Humbling.
okay, yeah, yeah, humbling for sure. Let's get to it. Okay, first gym misconception that we have.
Roll it out.
Let's do it.
Okay. Lifting heavy equaling getting bulky overnight.
As we just talked about big traps.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my God, where do we begin with this one? It's funny, I had somebody at the gym today, the gym that I work at, who asked me that. I was showing her a move for shoulders. I was showing her a shoulder press, and she was like, "Is this gonna make me get really big shoulders?" And I was like, "Oh, babe,
oh, honey.
yeah, I feel like this idea of being afraid of gaining muscle and like getting big it comes from that 90s 2000 era.
Jazzercise era.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hydroxy cut era, cardio bunny
Oh
era.
my gosh,
Like,
hydroxy cut.
right. I had hydroxy cut. I'll never fucking forget it.
I
And I
have not
remember
felt.
feeling nauseous AF, a little hot. Like, what's going on off that shit? I should not have been taking it. Mama, where were you?
Yeah. Honey, is
No
this
shade, we love
hydroxy cut?
Stacy. Yeah, no, literally. I don't even think she knew I was taking it. Whatever. I was the first child. They made all their mistakes on me. And so, because I
But
don't even think
Cece,
she
I
knew.
bet she did it. Cece
No,
did it. She learned.
CC, man, whatever. That's a whole other conversation. It's that little princess, whatever. I'm a princess too, but CC was not taking hydroxycut at 13. I definitely was like,
You got
I think this is
served.
okay. I know, right? Whatever the fuck they put in that. But yeah, so anyways, big muscles.
Yeah, so I think a lot of times too, a common thing that I hear is like, I just want to look really toned. I want to look really
Yeah.
toned.
Yeah.
And also, a common thing I hear is this going to make me bulky? Is this going to be
Yeah.
too much? I'm not trying to get big, but when you're trying to get toned, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to get big. There are so many
Yeah.
people out there trying to get big and they can't, you know? So
Hmm.
you have to build that muscle in order to look toned. Because if you just think just doing endless amounts of jazzercise or whatever
Right.
and endless amounts of cardio and cutting food is going to make you look toned, it's really not if you don't have anything underneath it. The whole point is
Yeah.
revealing what you have underneath. And in order to have
Yeah.
something underneath, you have to build muscle.
Yeah. Yeah. I fully agree with you. I think too, what people don't realize or forget, muscle burns fat, people. And so for a lot of us, especially women and women identifying individuals, we want to cut, right? We want the
Yeah.
fat cut down. And so when we have more muscle on our body, we're able to burn more fat when our body is at rest. So this works
Hmm.
for us. And also that toned look is really what you want. Like when folks are coming in for consultations and wanting to, put their health first and they talk about, wanting to cut weight, wanting that hourglass figure, whatever it is, what they're actually talking about is getting toned, is building muscle. They just don't realize it. But who wants to be skinny fat? Everybody wants that like perky little booty. Everybody wants, that nice cut in the back. They want those
Hmm.
capped shoulders. That's
Nice
all
little line
muscle
down the
building,
abdomen.
baby.
Yes.
Yes, that's all muscle building, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and also too, like I posted something the other day about this, was talking about like abs are yes revealed in the kitchen, but they're built in the gym. So like
Ooh, hot take. Yeah.
it's the same concept for the rest of your body. Like it's built
Yeah.
in the gym. Don't be afraid to lift heavy because it's also going to help with skeletal muscle, which is going to help you when you
Mhm.
age and when you need to get up out the seat, like all those things that help propel you forward. And also, like you were saying, Ashley, muscle burns fat. So if you
Mhm.
don't have any muscle in your body, but you're trying to stay toned and lean, you're going to have to be okay with putting on some muscle. And more
100%.
importantly, be okay with the scale showing you that you've put some
Yes.
muscle on.
Ooh, girl, the scale. I have something to say in that, but before I go there, I want to say something about what we were just talking about. So I was listening to a different podcast and they were talking about farmer carries. And they were saying, like, if a woman can farmer carry, and for those of you who don't know what farmer carries are, think two kettlebells in your hand, arms down by your sides, and you're just walking them. You're walking them down the field, you're walking them back. That's it. Don't overthink it, friends, right? If they can farmer carry, I believe it's 30% of their body weight. I don't remember exactly how many times. Either way, the point of it was that it is guaranteed that that woman will be able to open up a jar by herself when she's 70.
Mm,
And I say this to say, ladies lift weights. Like it is
yes.
so fundamentally important for us and the prevention of osteoporosis and just making sure our bodies are healthy and hormone regulation. And especially if you're going through the change, aka menopause, like just there's so many benefits for us. If you've had babies, I can just on and on and on and on and on for us to be in the gym lifting heavy with the boys.
Mm-hmm. 100%. 100%. And I
We got
mean,
space there.
yeah. And I feel like there's somewhere along the line, it was driven into our minds that
It
like the
was.
only way was being skinty. And nothing, no
Girl.
hate towards the skinny girls, but like
Mm-hmm.
there's so much more that your body needs and will thank you for down the line if you
Mm-hmm.
focus on getting strong. Like I might
Yeah.
even try to pull it up on my phone, like a time from when I was trying to be skinny and how my
Mm-hmm.
body looked from when I was trying to get as strong as I possibly could and how my body
Mm-hmm.
looked in a cut. It's
Mm-hmm.
like completely different.
It's totally different. It's insane. Like, I don't know. I also too feel like not to harp on this too long, guys, because we have so much more, but I like the gains. I like being able, like when I go into the gym and I can add an extra even 2.5 pounds. I'm like, hell yeah. The like last week, I think I PR'd on the leg press.
Oh,
I
nice.
screeched. I was so happy. I like finished my sets and I was like, ah! Like you like this, it's a joy. I don't know, it's a joy. And I just wish that, more people would recognize that, like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of it. And practice makes perfect. And when you show up every day, you get better at it. You learn more about this world, and there's less fear
Yeah.
around trying new moves, around like looking stupid. We all are afraid of looking stupid, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah, you just got to do it. And at the same time, everyone in the gym there isn't judging you for being in the gym. They're all there for the same reason.
Yeah.
They're all there trying
Yeah.
to better themselves. And if there is someone that's judging you, like they can go kick rocks. Like they're not
Yeah.
even,
Worth it at
yeah. But
all.
for the most part, someone who's established in the gym is never judging anyone who's actually in there trying to get their fit on.
It's so true. They're happy you're there. It's so
Hmm.
true. Going back to the scale thing, muscle also weighs more than fat.
Yep.
And so, yeah. And so I think it can be discouraging, especially if like you're listening to this or watching this and you've been on a weight loss journey and the scale's not moving and you're like, I don't understand, everything's great. Your body could be recomping. Like it's important to remember that, 200 pounds of mostly fat versus 200 pounds of mostly muscle are going to look incredibly different, incredibly different. So just like BMI is kind of on its way out, the scale is kind of
Yeah.
moving that way too. Hot
Yeah.
take.
Yeah. Which BMI, ugh, that's so ridiculous. You could be someone
So
who's in incredible
1970s.
shape. Yeah, you could be so in shape, but borderline overweight
Yeah, yeah, or even
or
like borderline obese.
or
Like
obese. Yeah,
those BMI numbers are like they need to be reevaluated.
they
Like,
do.
yeah.
What is it? It's just like your weight divided by your height.
Hmm. Nothing else to
Yeah,
take into account. Yeah. Yeah. And so it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. I mean, obviously people still use BMI. You guys know, like I'm on the road to get my saying farewell to my fupa. They use BMI for that. I think it's like you have to have under like a 40 or 35 or something. But it's kind of like, okay, controversial topic, guys. But it's kind of like how Trump got elected and he's technically a felon. And it's like everybody was like, how the hell does a felon get elected? It
yeah,
was something that was overlooked way back in the day. There are lots of rules and laws put into like the world where they just haven't been revised.
yeah,
So personally, I think that our healthcare system should really look at BMI
yeah. It's time to dust off
personally.
them textbooks and reevaluate.
That's what I'm trying to say. The textbooks are collecting dust.
Things have changed. There's always more evidence-based practices being analyzed and added, like, which is great. But that also means that some of the old school ways are making their way out.
They out. Yeah, no, it makes total sense. Okay, what's next?
Um, you must train every day to see results. Big topic number one. Number two,
Well, what do you think about that?
I don't, you, recovery is such a big piece. It's
Yeah,
okay. Like I'm
yeah,
only on a 5 day a week workout split. If you're
yeah,
tearing these muscle fibers and putting so much stress on them in these intense workouts that you're doing, or even workouts in general, maybe you PR'd, maybe you're just lifting
yeah.
heavier than you have before. Like they need a chance to chill. They need a chance to
Mm,
repair so that you can go back and tear them all up again. But if you never let them repair, like you're gonna stress them out, the body's gonna stress out, cortisol may flare up. And when cortisol flares up, we all know that's not good. That's the stress hormone.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, you have to learn, which for some people who are incredibly active, that's something that's very difficult to allow yourself the space to rest.
That's why you saw
Ashley,
I got really quiet. I was like, what do you think about that?
you're like,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm like kind of struggling with that right now, no lie. So like right now, so first of all, I'm also on a 5 day a week split. And when I was with my previous coaches, I was on a 6 day a week split. So when I got with my new coach and he put me on five, I was like, I think you made a mistake. He was like, no, I didn't, girl. And I'm like, okay. And then of course, like I got antsy and started this Pilates challenge. And so I just couldn't help myself, you know. And now I don't know if I told you, Callie, but by the time you guys are watching this, the last episode will already be out. I hit Wonderland. I hit 198. And I find myself in this spot, guys, comment down below if you can relate. I find myself in this spot of like wanting to like get away from the 200s. So, and I know, guys, I know this is not okay. This is why I'm talking about it because I know there's somebody listening that feels this. So this is why I'm talking about it, where I'm like, okay, let's like do more to see 190 or 185. Like that way we know we're not going back to the 200s. And I have to
Mm,
remind myself that overtraining is a thing. And even though my body is highly conditioned to train this way, like I work in fitness. So, in my defense, people, especially who teach group classes, there are times where you're teaching 3, 4 classes a day. Like sometimes it happens that way, you know? And so that's another thing too. It's like
yeah.
when your body's highly conditioned like that, sometimes you do need a little more to make it go. So there's that. So I've just been trying to remind myself, like tomorrow, I was planning on doing a hot Pilates class because I missed Pilates on Friday because I had to work. And I'm like, we're not doing that. We're going to sit our asses down somewhere because my new
Chill.
program starts Monday and it's going to be like a bitch.
Yeah.
But I think this is a really important topic to talk about, this idea that more is better, especially like in our culture, like being Americans, more productivity, sleep less, work all the time, grind, 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 make your money,
Hmm.
like everything we're talking about with the gym can be related to society in general,
Yes.
it's not cool. And I think we're kind of seeing the toxicity of it all in today's world of this like go 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 productivity mentality. Depression rates are up, people are getting more
Hmm.
sick, people are getting more fat,
Hmm.
so I mean obviously something we're doing isn't working.
Well, we're also sacrificing our just instinctual needs for like
Yes,
these other things that are
yes,
implanted into our brain that we're not doing enough. You're not good enough. All this
yes,
scarcity.
yes,
And
scarcity.
what's crazy is like, back when I worked for this company that was based in the UK, like the there's so many holidays there. And I don't mean like
Yeah,
holidays like the
they
government
go
has
on
you take off. They go
holiday.
on the holiday like
Yeah,
vacations, and they're gone for a while. And then
I've
also I
heard
saw
that.
something
Yeah,
else that's like over in Italy, they were saying like you pretty much your holiday is like for a month maybe or two.
yeah,
You just take off work for that amount of time. And there
yeah.
was this like girl who moved over there and she was like getting established in her new career. And she was like, I just need to let you guys know, like before I take this job, I have to be off for a holiday. And they were like, okay, well, when and how much time? And she was like, a week. And they like laughed. They're
Ah,
like, okay, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Don't
yeah,
worry about it. Like,
it's
let us know if you want to
crazy.
take 2 months off, which I'm like, can you even
Hmm.
imagine?
That much time off, just because I also heard too, in between like high school and college, it is very normal for, I want to call them kids, but they're young adults, to take a whole year off traveling before they step into the college space,
Yeah.
over on that side of the world too.
Yeah, that was my goal when I graduated college. I was like, I'm gonna go backpack in Italy for like a whole summer or a year or something. Nope. And literally months after I graduated, I
Hmm.
luckily got a call and I was able to start my job, my career, but I sacrificed all of that. I was like, whatever,
Yeah,
this doesn't happen.
yeah,
Take the job
right.
and never
Right.
to be
And
seen
they're
again.
never to be seen again. And I think it's a good point. Like when we're talking about this like macrocosm of like work and balance and all that, I just feel like it's such a great example for our bodies. Like less is more. Going back to your point on recovery, one thing I will say is I am quite active, but bitch don't play about her recovery. I will spend some money on recovery, honey. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I will do my cold plunges. I will do my saunas. I will do my massages, my cupping, all of that, and sleep.
Which is
So
huge.
important.
Hmm.
Huge,
Yeah, and I
huge.
feel like you're someone though who like, even though you're so active, you have your rest days be as more active rest days.
Yeah. Because I do consider like hot yoga an active rest day. I know for people out there that would be considered a workout. I'm just saying for myself, I would consider that an active rest day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or maybe that's how we write your narrative.
I know, right? I know. I was like thinking about that some more. I'm just like, To each his own. We all have to remember we're all starting at different levels, right? We're all
Hmm.
starting in different ways. And so I think that's important to know on your specific journey, whatever your goals are, make sure your rest days look good for you. For some people, an active rest day is getting their 10K steps. For some people, a full workout day is getting 10K steps. And I think, comparison is the thief of joy. We can't
Ooh,
compare, our journeys to other people. We can only learn from other people's journeys, right?
yeah.
So I just think that's really important to note.
That's super important.
Hmm. Hmm. Either way, though, your body will get accustomed to whatever it is you do. And that's really important. Let's say you're starting off and a full workout for you is getting your 10K steps. There will be a time where you need a little more, and that's fantastic. That means you're advancing. It's a
Yeah.
good thing. You don't want the gym or activity to ever be something that's easy because we want to be continually progressing.
It's good to feel uncomfortable in those stages. And
Yeah.
actually, I was talking about this on my stories the other day, like for the people who want to do the thing, they want to start their health and fitness regimen, but like something always gets in the way and they don't know how to start. And
Yeah.
there's no finding that easy way to start. An easy way to do it is like simple things like you're saying is start with a gallon of water a day or increase your water
Mm-hmm.
in general. Increase physical activity. It doesn't have to necessarily be physical exercise, but getting your 10K steps a day,
Yeah.
walking, breaking up and doing like digestion walks after each meal.
Mm-hmm.
And then like pay
I love
attention
a
to
good
just,
digestion walk.
yes, it
Yeah.
helps.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like, but who cares about the rest of your macros, but how much protein are you getting a day? That's an easy way to just start like improving the quality of your
I
life right
always say
there.
that.
And then
Mm-hmm.
phase in, once you're comfortable with that, phase into the next phase, which
Mm-hmm.
will be like you're
Mm-hmm.
saying,
Yeah.
introduce now physical exercise, maybe
Mm-hmm.
even as small as 2 days a week, 1 day a week, whatever it may be. You're doing like a little session and then graduate and graduate and graduate. And like you said, like comparison is like, what did you say?
The thief
Robbery.
of joy.
Yes, it is. Like
It
allow
really
yourself to
is.
have your own journey and allow yourself to set your guidelines, but also don't stay in the zone of just comfort because nothing great happens in that space. You know, you have to challenge yourself a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, and there's a reason why we hear that all the time. That, pressure makes diamonds and challenge yourself. Stay hard. No, I'm just kidding. We know there's space for David
It's,
Goggins here.
it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I know, right? I just think we've gotten a little soft as Americans,
Hmm.
and it's okay to be a little uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Especially if you've got goals that you're looking to attain, it's not going to be comfortable. And then I don't know, you learn to love it. I've learned to really appreciate it. And I've learned that like weightlifting has become a really nice stress reliever for me. And even on days when I don't want to be there, the days I don't want to be there and when I have the best list. I've been like dealing with allergy stuff all week. Today I actually feel really good. But the last couple of days in the gym, oh, horrible. But my lifts were great. I PR'd both days on something, on
That's
something.
awesome.
Yeah, and I went in telling myself, we know we don't feel good. We know we have to get this lift done. We'll do what we can. Just show up. I didn't put any pressure on myself. Just what can we do? And I ended up doing like 140 on the hack, and I haven't been on a hack in a while. And I was like, I was
Good for
surprised
you.
because, yeah, hacks are rough.
They
And I
are
was
very rough.
like, yeah. And I was like, I could do a little more. You know?
Yeah.
So,
And then
yeah,
I bet you
stress
walked out the
over.
gym that day feeling good about yourself. Endorphins were firing. You were like, can you imagine if I just didn't come today?
I mean, I felt great, but I still felt like shit. Not gonna lie. Like I felt
Yeah,
great that I PR'd, but my throat was tickly. Like I don't get allergies, guys. This whole allergy world that everybody's used to is brand new territory for me. I like I don't this doesn't happen.
the pollen's bad here.
Oh my God. I've been like, I wish you could take more than one of those Claritin pills a day. So, but today, like, I knew I had to make hot yoga a priority this morning because I knew that was going to help. And it did. It cleared me right up this morning.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So she
Do
was
you ever use
on
a neti
one.
pot?
I haven't used a neti pot, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, because that, I mean, will flush out your sinuses, but make sure you use bottled water. Don't just use tap water.
That might be what my sister's boyfriend was using because she told me last night that he was using something that started with an N and he loved it. She
It's
couldn't
a game
remember what
changer.
it was.
Hmm. I'll send
Okay.
you one.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. Mm.
Okay,
All right.
so you want to ready
Yeah,
for the next one?
let's do
Okay,
number
so
three.
more protein equals more muscle.
Okay, what are your thoughts on this? Or you want me to go first?
You go first, but I definitely have thoughts too.
Okay, I feel like that's okay. I feel like that's such a gym bro thing. Give me all the protein, man. 353 grams. Um, so
Grams.
right. General rule of thumb is a gram of protein per pound of body weight or per pound of desired gram of body weight. Um, Over my like weight loss journey, obviously I've been on this my whole life, but the like 3 years where I really have been working on it, my protein intake has changed. I've worked by myself, I've worked with different coaches. Here's what I've heard. I've heard if you are over consuming like a shit ton of protein, but you're not going to the gym, that's not very good. That's all I have. Right, that's it. No way.
That's
Just
it.
eat
And
what
that's
you
fine.
need.
Well, I think too, it's like, and actually, maybe you have some opinions on this, but so many, I think especially women, but everyone in general are under eating
Oh, hell yeah. Under eating
drastically,
protein, like,
especially
yeah,
protein.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
A
That's
lot
why
of
I
times
loved
when
what you,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say that's why I loved what you said about tracking your protein first. Cause that's how I started. Like when I was at my heaviest 320 and I was like, holy fucking cannoli Batman, what do we gotta do? I started with just tracking my protein. I did
Oh,
that for like a year and a half before I even
nice.
included carbs and fats.
Right.
Um, yeah, most people, and those of you who are looking to work with clients, you and I both work with clients. It is, I was checking in on my clients. Sorry to call you guys out, but damn, just like drastically under eating their protein.
Yep. It's
It's
wild. And
insane.
protein's so satiating. So especially if
It
you're someone who
is.
has the snickety snacks and doesn't know how to
Mhm.
stop that, like if you increase
Eat
your protein, I
protein.
guarantee you're not going to be as hungry throughout the day. You're just going to be
Yeah,
more
yeah,
satiated. But yeah,
exactly.
you can. So that's why this one's weird for me because it's like more protein equals more muscle for most people because they're not eating enough protein. But it
Ah, I
doesn't
see.
mean
Yeah, I see where you're
yeah.
going.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
mean necessarily that you could have like crazy amounts of protein that are over the levels that you spoke of, 1 gram per pound of
yeah,
body weight, and you're going to
yeah.
get even more muscle. No, that's actually your bioavailability of protein actually is not as you can only ingest and absorb and your body do so much with so much protein, you know what I mean?
Right.
So at a certain
Exactly.
extent, you're just gonna bog it down.
Yeah, right. While we're on this subject, what do you think of the carnivore diet then? Because I
I've heard
mean,
of a bunch of people doing that.
yeah, that's like it's coming back around. I remember like 5, 6 years ago, it was really big. It also just may have been the content I was ingesting. That was when I went through my keto phase. And
Hmm.
so keto, carnivore, but it's like a lot of people are doing that now, but that's an incredibly high protein diet.
Yeah, and I think that I think there's multiple things with this. Like it kind of ticks the box for most of the people that aren't
Yeah,
consuming enough protein. They start consuming enough
yeah,
protein, and then they actually feel full, and it eliminates all the snickety snacks, and that kind of helps. Same thing with like keto, like
yeah.
but at the same time, I don't. I don't think it's really sustainable. Do you see yourself doing the carnivore diet for your whole life? Do you see yourself doing
Keto wasn't
keto for your
sustainable.
whole life? No.
I
So
lost
what?
some weight on keto and gained it all back.
Right. And the key
Yeah.
to a good diet and sustainable fat loss is doing something that you can implement and have over the
Mm,
course of time. And like it not because when you change the way that you're eating and everything about it, your body's gonna have to acclimate again and be like, holy crap, we're getting carbs
right.
again. Like, what's going on?
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, I fully agree with you. And also too, like overeating protein means you're not gonna go poop. And
You better get your
like
fiber, girl.
you better get your fiber. People like nobody ever talks about that. Too much protein can lead to constipation.
Hmm.
Oh God. And
That's one of
like, go
sorry.
ahead. No,
That's one of the that's one of the questions on my check-in forms for my clients are you having regular bathroom breaks? Because
yeah.
like you're eating more protein, which is fine, but are you also eating enough stuff that actually allows you and drinking enough water to actually have successful bathroom breaks?
Exactly. Yeah, water too. So, I mean, with this one, guys, I think what we're really saying is eat your protein, yes. Don't overconsume your protein. Don't underconsume your protein. I think the best rule of thumb to do it, my two pieces of advice are to kind of protein load in the morning. That really helps. Some of the things that I've done and that I do to incorporate a lot of protein in the morning are like my coffee, aka protein coffee. I like one of those every single morning without fail. And a protein coffee is just, your protein, whatever milk you use. I like Fairlife because there's extra protein in that, and then your coffee. Um, and then a high protein breakfast. So like cottage cheese and fruit. You could even do the Three Wishes protein cereal with protein milk. You can do oats. You can do regular
Mm.
oats and add a scoop of protein in that with a little bit of milk. There are so many things you could do. But set yourself up for success. Overnight oats are like one of my favorite things to make the night before. It's literally just a couple of tablespoons of chia seeds, your oats, your milk, mix it up, add some fruit, little bit of sugar-free maple syrup, pop that bitch in the fridge. You're Gucci. You wake up in
Yeah.
the morning, you got amazing breakfast, go hit those legs, bro. Like it's
Go
chill.
get those legs, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, um,
Oh, I love
but
that.
protein load, like 30 to 50 grams of protein in the morning is just, it's gonna help you feel full all day. Mix that up with some good carb sources. You're good to go, man.
Yeah.
So
I also like adding collagen to my coffee
collagen's good.
because that has a
Protein in it too.
good protein. Yeah. Yeah.
hmm
Hey, let's
Shameless plug.
see.
One Up Nutrition in first form.
Yeah. Shameless plug. If you follow me on Instagram, my support links are in my bio or
Yes, yes, yes. Or no, we'll also pop them in here too. So code Ash, I'm on One Up Nutrition. And then is it Vega on first form?
first form. It's actually a link. So I'll have to give you the link so you
It's
can
a
join
link.
it.
Yeah, give me the link. Yeah. So especially guys, if you've heard of either of these and you have a favorite, we got links, babes. Help
Got links.
help us out. We're
Yeah. And
growing.
then
Help us
gym gear.
grow. Gym,
Yeah.
gym, all this stuff, all this stuff. So as I have
Thank
a Ghost
you.
water bottle, I do like Ghost too, but One Up, I'm sponsored by.
Yep. Yep.
Um, all right, cool beans. So we talked about protein. What's next?
Let's see here. What's the next one?
You guys can tell who did the research. I love Callie so much, but she did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
machines are inferior to free weights.
Oh my God, I love this one. Okay, because first of all, I think my coach would say that. And the only reason why, not to call out my coach, is because he puts a lot of free weights in my programming.
Mm,
Yeah, so he does do machines, but he does like the typical bodybuilder machines. Like there's always a leg extension in there,
yeah.
always a leg
Yeah.
curl. But especially for upper body days, I noticed homeboy likes his cable machines and his dumbbells. I've noticed that.
You
So,
know, I've noticed that with my programming as well.
mhm.
I think, to be honest, my experience is like machines allow me to isolate way better. And then with dumbbells, that is allowing all those accessory muscles to actually kick in and help, which you're going to get more all around stability, like say in your core, say on upper body day, you're really engaging your core. So there's more muscles that come into play with free weights. You can actually really isolate and target a specific muscle.
Yeah, and I think too, we need to get away from saying like one way is better than another. It's kind of like the low fat diet versus, high protein diet versus no carb diet. We
Hmm.
need all three, okay?
Hmm.
And we need dumbbells and machines do. They do help. And also too for gym babies, machines are a safe place
Yeah.
because we all know the big ass gym bros all by the dumbbells on a Friday afternoon and you're like, like that's intimidating for people to be over there. And so,
That's
depending
true.
on, you know what I mean? It is intimidating for folks. Now I'm like, move, bitch, get out my way, get out my way. But
Yeah.
like when I started, I would just notice how like the bench area with the dumbbells would just be filled with gym bros. And I just remember like having a moment thinking how intimidating this could potentially be for a woman or somebody
Yeah.
just starting out, you know?
Wow, you're taking me down nostalgia avenue. I'm actually going back to when I
Mm-hmm.
was first getting into lifting. I completely
Mm-hmm.
even forgot I used to think that way. It
Yeah.
is like everyone
Scary.
around the dumbbells, there's so many gym bros there, or just
Mhm.
people who look like in shape and they're
Hulk.
there and they mean business. So you're like,
Yeah,
I don't
they're
know that
grinding shit.
do I mean that much business yet?
I know. Like, am I supposed to be here? I'm just gonna leave. I don't belong here. I'm
Or
just
go
gonna
into the
walk on the
women's training
treadmill.
space, which is like
Yes.
I could go on about that, but
The
you know.
women's training space, exactly. It's absolutely crazy. So, I mean, there's a lot with just those few words that machines are inferior to dumbbells. I think we need them both. I love what you said about, how machines do help you isolate a movement and then dumbbells help you with the accessory moves. Can we talk more about that in case somebody's like, what does she mean with accessory parts of muscle group?
Yeah. So for example, okay, I'm going to use, even though it's not really like dumbbell related, I'm going to use my abs as an example. So
Okay.
when you're doing just crunches, like most of the time you see people like their upper abs defined first. And when you're just doing crunches and you're like, I'm doing like the flutter kicks to actually target my lower abs. So I'm getting like a more defined
Mm-hmm.
lower ab, but you never really feel like your lower abs are defining or changing or anything like that. What's
Mm-hmm.
happening is when you're doing the flutter kicks, like your other abs, because they are stronger and more dominant, are kicking in to actually help with the movement. So they're
Mm-hmm.
becoming an accessory to that movement
Mm-hmm.
versus what I've been doing lately is actually like failing my upper abs first. So like I've
Mm-hmm.
already failed them out. Now let's train lower abs because that way now those accessory muscles of my upper abdomen
Mm-hmm.
they're not activating as much. They really can't because they've already
Right.
failed. So it's actually
Right.
targeting that lower part of my abdomen much
It's
easier.
actually a really good tip.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, same thing. Like if you're doing more compound lifts or you're squatting, for example, or doing a deadlift, when you're doing that movement with free weight and you have the barbell, like there's so many different muscle groups that are actually engaging and working in order for you to squat down and then move that
Mm-hmm.
weight right back up.
Mm-hmm.
Versus if you are trying to target your quads and say you're on the quad extensions, like the leg extensions, you can actually very specifically feel it in your quads there without your glutes and your hamstrings and all the other muscles becoming an accessory to the lift. Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah, totally, totally. Well, I mean, I think it's important because sometimes we can get lost in the hubbub. So like, especially when I get lost in like all my astrology talk and they're like, hold on, girl, I just need to know what a rising sign is. And I'm over here like Neptune is in the third house and next to it, and like it's conjunct to Saturn over there in Zenith. And they're like, so I always love to like just break things down to the bone because you never know who's
Good
listening.
idea. That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah. People don't know. So, um, but yeah, so okay, let's do the next one. I feel like that's complete. Do you?
Yeah, I feel like that
Yeah.
one's sounds good. You can spot reduce fat,
Mhm.
which
Sorry,
all
baby
the girlies,
cakes.
yeah.
Can't. If we
Mm-mm.
could, the fupa would have been gone, and I wouldn't be doing a series about it on YouTube.
Yeah, you just you can't spot reduce fat. It's not
I
possible.
cracked myself up. No, no, but no, it's not possible. And it's frustrating, I know, because I was just like, looking, my body is just getting so lean and so tight, but the fupa's still there.
Does she have a name? Have you named her? Can you please
I
name
think
her?
I'm gonna name her Sally.
Okay.
Do we like Sally?
I like Sally. I can get behind Sally.
What was
It
my
rhymes with
wig's
Callie.
name? Oh, it does rhyme with my fupa's named after you, Kelly. Oh my
We're
God. When they cut off my
gonna
fupa, I'm gonna ask them if I could keep it. I know they're gonna tell me no. I asked them if I could keep my wisdom teeth the other day, like what the other day when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, because I'm a weirdo like that, and they were like, no, like what, like things that leave your body are like hazardous material. Um, yeah, but I don't know. I might ask, like, can I just have a little bit of my fupa?
here's a
I
jar. Put whatever you need in it. No
just
one
want a
has to know
little
about
bit
it.
of
Just leave it on the
her.
table.
Yeah, right. But damn, what was my wig's name? I can't believe I forgot my wig's name. Do you remember my wig's name? You guys will
Oh,
remember it.
it was on the tip of my
It's
tongue.
in the YouTube video. I'm so sorry, wig, that I forgot your name.
That's sad.
I I know. I feel like it started with an S. That was my point.
I
And if the
think
wig's name started with an S, then the fupa can't be Sally. Whatever. We digress.
we
Anywho,
digress. But
yes.
you can't spot read the fact.
Can't spot reduce fat. Yes.
However, some people may feel like, oh, I lose it first in my face, or I lose it first in my,
Yes. That's a
but
thing.
you can't really control it though.
Yeah. And like, I think the best thing, like, if you are on a fat loss journey, cardio is going to be involved, but that doesn't mean you're doing an hour's worth of cardio every day. Because that goes back to what we were saying before. Your body gets used to what you do. So you don't want to, like, your body is going to like stall out doing that much cardio. I'm only at 30 minutes. I'm at 30 minutes 5 days a week. And for a lot of people, that might feel like a lot. That's pretty minimal for me. I'm not gonna
especially after a
lie.
prep.
Yeah, I like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Got
I'm at
that.
three sessions at 25 minutes.
25 minutes. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like he's gonna cut down my cardio too soon, just because like I'm cutting. It's working, but
Yeah.
don't cut it down anymore because I teach cardio. So I'm like, I like at this point I can't even sub anymore for other people because my spin cluster are 45 minutes. And spin is like zone 4 cardio, and he really
Mm,
wants me at zone 2. Zone
mm,
2 cardio, friends, that's the sweet spot for fat loss. That's a sweet spot. So zone 2 cardio is best described as, and totally correct me if I'm wrong, Kelly, or if you have anything to add on. It's like it's difficult-ish. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, like 4 or 5, you can hold a conversation. You may be breathy, you're breaking a sweat, but you're not like gasping for air,
holding on for dear life.
holding on for dear life. Now, I've heard, I don't know if you've heard this, that zone 2 is typically when your BPM, your heart rate is under 135 beats per minute. I don't know if I like that though, because that's based, like everybody's different. Like somebody with
Yeah.
hypertension is gonna be there ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. We should look into that more.
You should. Either way, and that's why I gave you guys the first definition. Like zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, and zone 4 can be described based off how well you can hold a conversation if you're in those zones or not.
Hmm.
And zone 2 is the best for fat loss.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, going back through prep, there was a time I was telling this to one of my girlfriends the other day that I was doing Stairmaster from like 11 to 14 speed for like almost an hour. I don't even know. I can't even go back there right now. But that was me holding on for dear life. Like,
Holding on for dear life. The cries on the Stairmaster.
yeah, I thought I was gonna cry a couple times actually. It takes the right
Girl,
song when you're that vulnerable to be like, oh no.
oh my God. Like, it is insane to think. I just remember when like I got my first like program with Stairmaster, and it was like 45 minutes at level 8, and I was like, you're stupid. That's crazy. And I remember like I couldn't even do 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
now I'm sitting here like 30 minutes is nothing. It's just wild, friends. You guys, you got to keep going. You just keep going because your body will shock you at how strong and reliable it is. A
Hmm.
lot of this shit that we're talking about is mental.
Hmm.
Like
It
you,
is.
you got to get over this, and
Yep.
the rest will
Yep.
follow.
I feel like it's mental, nutrition, and then your workout.
I agree. Is your
All
mental
you need
good?
all, but that's
Hmm.
the order of like
I
true
agree.
optimization.
I agree. I agree. Speaking of which, I don't know, I'm kind of being overactive. I'm kind of considering redoing the 75 hard again.
I've seen a lot of people doing that. You should try it
I've
and
noticed it
document it.
too. I mean, well, I've tried 2 or 3 times now. I've gotten to like day 50-ish. I think that was the farthest. Filming kept getting in the way.
Mm,
Filming for the show. So it's like like I would be doing so well, but filming, takes hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And it's just so hard to track everything. But I am thinking about it. Maybe when this Pilates challenge is over, because I can't imagine doing like hot Pilates, cardio, lift, and then a 45-minute walk outside. I mean, I've done that plenty of times,
in your own way, you've been doing 75 hard for a very long time.
probably. I like the reading concept of it because when I stopped doing the 75 hard, I stopped reading as much. And
Yeah,
I've got
it's
all
so
these books I want
nice.
to read.
Yeah, it's so good for your mind just to actually like one, not just read, and I'm sure people read from Kindles and their phone, but I like picking up an actual book
I
and
don't like
reading
the
it.
phone thing. Yeah, I like the book too.
There's something
Yeah.
romantic about it.
Call us old millennials, but we're book people.
Just smell the pages.
Yeah, I know, right? The smell of the pages. I know exactly what you mean.
It's good though.
That's funny. You should do it with me.
Okay, that was hard.
Oh, okay, great. All right, cool beans. We'll
And
figure
then
out
we
a
can
start
document it.
date. That would be so fun. I think that'd be good because I really want to finish it because I know I can. And I don't want to use an excuse like filming to get in the way for next time around. Like I'm just gonna have to suck it up,
Yeah.
and figure out what the schedule is gonna be. So
When was the last, like years or months ago? When was the last time you tried?
probably sometime 2024. I still have the app. Let's see if we can find out.
Was it
It
in the
was
middle
like,
of your prep or pre-prep?
ooh, you're right. Did I do the 75 hard during prep? Girl, I don't know. Maybe
Because if it,
not.
yeah, if it was before, you probably didn't realize your power and how strong you are and like what you're
No.
capable of yet. Because when you go through a prep, I don't even know how to explain it. You go into a whole different
Prep is
stratosphere.
crazy. You really
Yeah.
do.
So
Prep
you
was,
might actually like be like, oh, this is much easier than I thought. Not to
holy
minimize it.
fucking cannoli. No, not to minimize it. There's a lot of controversy over the 75 hard, but I fuck with it hard. I know for a fact, friends, the reason why it's so easy. Fucking Andy Frisilla. What happened? See, I didn't. I failed. Let me see. Start over. I just want to see what
What
it was.
happened?
Yeah, I still drink a gallon of water.
Oh, no, I'm gone.
Uh-oh. ¿Qué pasó, Callie?
It did this to me the other day.
Did your camera die? Oh, there you are.
Now I'm frozen. Am I
Yeah,
frozen?
you're frozen.
Oh, that's not cute.
We can cut this out. So no worries.
I might have to go back to my I think the Osmo taps out after a certain time because it gets too hot.
That could be, but that's good for you to know.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm
Are you
back this
back?
way.
Okay.
It's just not as good of.
Well, that's good to know because I can't see the difference. So now I know about that Osmo though. Okay. Just that way I know when to cut us back in. Yeah, it looks like I tried June 26, 2024, and it didn't work then. So I was still pretty new to prep because I started prep March of 2024.
Okay. So maybe it was
Wow,
just
this is
too much with
crazy.
prep.
It probably was too much with prep. But yeah, so maybe we'll do it again. But all right, I digress. Um, do you guys want to do the 75 hard with us? Comment down below.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, comment down below. Maybe we make a group like a Discord or something. Ooh,
That would
that
be
sounds
awesome.
fun. That
We could
sounds
make it like
like
a
fun.
challenge.
We can make it a challenge. We could make it a challenge in Discord. If you guys are down, let us know down below. Something like that. Okay. All right. We have time to do a couple more.
Okay, a couple more. More reps equal more definition.
That is a very controversial one.
Yeah.
So I know in the bodybuilding world, we like our reps. We like our reps, we like volume training. I
Mm.
have noticed that other folks that aren't really in the bodybuilding world think we're fucking nuts. So, uh,
I know
like four
exactly what
sets
you're
of
talking
what?
about.
Yeah, yeah, not to call anybody out, but to call people out. Like four sets of what? Five sets of what? And I'm like, what? It's normal. Um, People train in different ways, right? Power lifters train differently than bodybuilders. What I love about bodybuilding personally is that you literally build your body into what it is you're looking to do. You carve your body out. I think that shit is so cool. I like it.
Mhm.
What are
Yes.
your thoughts before I get on one?
I totally agree with you. And I think for different practices and different means of like what people are into for their physical exercise, like is different. But in the world of bodybuilding and just in general, I guess I would say like it's a balance of hypertrophy and strength training and trying to lift heavy. Because in my mind, I've always known it as like lifting heavy is what's going to actually add more mass to the muscle, which is good and also going to give it good shape. But the hypertrophy is what's going to like take the chisel to it a little bit more, like make
Break
it
it
more
on down,
defined.
break it on down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make it a little more shapely. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I think, but to your point earlier, it depends on what reps are to someone. Like how many sets
Yeah.
and reps are you actually doing? I'm always anywhere from like 3 sets to 5 sets, depending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Same.
and yeah, so, but also at the same time, like I also think it's necessary to have those reps of 8 to 10, not just
Mm-hmm.
always like, you know, 12 to 15 or 15 to
Mm-hmm.
20. It's
Mm-hmm.
about balance within your workout split of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to
Mm-hmm.
actually give you for the world of bodybuilding more of that ideal shape.
Right. And that's exactly why I said earlier, comparison is the thief of joy. Like, I think it's important to get really clear on what you're looking to accomplish when it comes to being in the gym. And this is also why, if you can afford it, getting a coach is a really good option. Doing your research on a coach and working with somebody for whatever your goals are. Like, are your goals to get big? Are your goals fat loss? Are your goals to get that Coke bottle shape? You know what I mean? I think that what people don't realize is that you can create programs to your goals. And this is why some of these cookie cutter programs that a lot of fitness influencers drop aren't really the best.
Right? It's not one size fits all ever.
It's not one size fits all. Like, it's cute if you're just starting, but I also don't think it's that cute if you're just starting. Like, I just think that talking with somebody, them knowing your body, like, I'm getting to the point where my glutes, we need to chill on working my glutes. You know what I mean? If I didn't have a coach and I'm just like looking at these, Instagram fitness influencers where right now having big glutes is in, and I just buy like a $30 cookie cutter program and I use that for a whole year, I guarantee you my glutes would be overdeveloped. Even
Mm,
like talking about this right now, coaches put heavy emphasis on my arms and my upper in general because my upper was so underdeveloped compared to my lower. And like, I have seen a transformation in how cut my upper looks right now. It's never
yeah, it
looked so
does.
tight. Yeah, it's never looked so tight. But he was able to look at me and see that. And that's the value in getting mentorship in fitness and health and nutrition in
Yeah.
your body. It's there's value there. So just some food for thought, people. I know it's not within everybody's budget, but if this is something you're really looking to take seriously and you're really wanting to see results, what can you move around?
Yeah, 100%. And also, like, if I could go back, there was a time when I did fitness for the sake of fitness
Yeah,
for a while. And
yeah,
I wish if I could go back, like, what I would have started with a coach earlier
me
to
too.
optimize. And because there's so
Yeah,
much thinking and learning and figuring out
that I didn't
along your
know.
journey. Yeah. And
Mhm.
if someone else is like, no, I see you, I see this is the roadmap, like, I don't need you to
Yeah,
think, I just need you to do, I probably would have gotten there a lot faster.
so much faster. So much faster.
So,
And
yeah.
we're grateful for the journey, right? Like, I'm
Mhm.
grateful for the journey, but I fully agree with you. I would have started
Yeah.
sooner.
Yeah, for sure. Like I wouldn't change a thing, but if I could go whisper in my ear way back in the
Yeah,
day, I'd probably be like,
yeah.
try to get earlier.
Right, right. Exactly. So, I mean, we're both coaches and we have coaches. That should say
Yeah.
something. And all
And
you
my coach
mystics
has
out,
a coach.
exactly, exactly. And I always tell the mystics, every witch needs a witch. My favorite thing to say, because that's true too. Like, it's like reading tarot for yourself is cute, but it's a biased point of view. Same
Mhm.
thing. You might think that your glutes need to be bigger, but in actuality, you have great glutes. That's called body dysmorphia, and we all fucking go through it.
Yeah, we all have it.
Oh my God, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
also another thing you mentioned too, that I want to dive into a little bit. Like I know sometimes that kind of thing is more expensive, or you feel like, I don't know, is it worth it? Maybe I can figure it out on my own. A lot
yeah,
of times you can often just look into your budget and figure out where you're just unnecessarily spending. And at that point, choose like
DoorDash.
what's more important. Yeah.
Mhm.
What is actually more important and what aligns with my new why? Like, why do I give a damn? Like
Yeah.
that's
To
often.
go
Mhm.
to go places you want to go, you have to been places you've had to have been places you've never been. Meaning, like, to go places where you want to go, you want to be with people and sit with people that are going where you desire to go. It's a hard lesson that I've had to learn in 1,000 different ways, but it's a true one.
Yeah.
You have to look at what is happening. Are you spending too much on Amazon? Are you even tracking what you're spending? Do you have
Starbucks.
Starbucks? That's a big one. That's a big one. I
Like you
cut down
said,
my
DoorDash.
Starbucks, DoorDash, Uber Eats. Oh my
Hmm.
God. when did I do this? So I want to say this really quick. It was like at like the beginning of my weight loss journey. I'd probably say sometime around, when the Rona hit. So like 2019, 2020. Long story short, I tracked how much I was spending in Uber Eats for a month. Bitch, that bill was like 700 fucking dollars.
Yeah. You see,
I was
it's stuff like
like,
that that you're like, oh, it's 30 bucks, it's 30 bucks, 30 bucks. And then how many times before it's
and then
70?
the tip, and
Yeah.
then the extra fee for them to get it to you sooner.
Yeah.
I gagged.
Which you're like, of
I,
course I choose priority. Like, I
of
don't
course,
want you going to
right,
drop
my
off someone
bougie
else's food.
ass. That's a non-negotiable. Like, right.
Yes.
But and I say this to you, friends, to really like consider tracking some of this stuff. And I did that exercise to get a better hold of my financials. Actually, it had nothing to do with weight at that time. It was because I wanted to understand my relationship with money more. And the exercise was suggested to me to take a look at those little things we don't think about. Getting a
Hmm.
pretzel at the mall, the
Hmm.
things that we don't consider. Just for 1 month, be very diligent about it and see. And I was like, holy shit.
Hmm.
Never again, never again. So, and so just think about this, guys. If you are really, really looking for that level of accountability that is needed, especially when you have goals, where can you forfeit a little bit? You'll be okay. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, it will be worth it. And when you think about what you have to gain, it's easy. Like, oh, what do I have to gain from ordering DoorDash like 70 times versus what do I have to gain from actually having a strategic roadmap and plan to feeling better, looking better, loving the way my clothes fit. Like, I feel like it's easy. Kind of
Easy.
easy.
So true. So true. Oh my goodness, this was a really, really good one.
Hmm.
Um, if you guys want a part two, or if there's something that we didn't mention, let us know in the comments below. These episodes are going to go on both of our channels, so make sure you give us both a follow. We'll put each other's channels in the show notes down below. And I'm excited for where this is going.
Me too.
Yeah.
I loved it. And then also too, if there's any other things that you guys want to know, like we talked about controversial or misconceptions in the fitness space, like maybe we left something out and we can let
Like the
us know in the
BBL
comments.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, like anything that you guys have questions about, like let us know. We can
Yeah.
always address it another time.
Yeah. You guys know we give no Fs. We'll talk about it. We will
Yeah.
talk about it. Yeah. So to get a hold of us is all of that is down below. And just don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That really, really helps the algorithm see us and see us as a new channel and new topics. And that's what we want.
Yeah.
And we love you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.